Howdy do. I'm making a game about fighting stuff with a randomly generated sword. I am not that far. But before I beguile you with this tale of woe, let me tell you a little story. It all started when I was 5, the end. I didn't know what I entirely wanted to do in my first game. I wanted an adventure platformer. It was gonna be one big dungeon where you used this cool looking gauntlet to do things. I was fervent in my goals, zealous even. I got this far. Swing. But then I realized my ambition was too much. Thus, I held off on the idea for later. This detour in the road of my life wasn't a complete waste of my corporeal existence. It granted valuable lessons to my childlike mind. For instance, did you know that you could press the right mouse button and add a node? Truly, my third eye is opened in this sea of callousness. I'm basically a master at this point. I have no equal. With this newfound power of using branches and switches correctly and not using the on-tick event, I began anew. I decided upon the simple idea of a game. Very simple, but viscerally satisfying to the primal brain. I began by downloading assets from the hit Epic Games title Paragon. Rest in peace, my beautiful child. I will be primarily using the Greystone and Minion asset packs for now. Fun fact, you can obtain these assets by going to the Epic Games content section of the store. These assets will speed up my project to a tortoise's pace. There's another asset from the store that I will be using, but not right now. At a later date. With these tools, I started to craft this new idea into something physical. I studied the blueprints and reconstructed pieces in order to better understand the process. I learned about animation notifiers for the first time. That is also when I discovered that the game-making pipeline is akin to that one episode about the cancer kid in the LSD jungle. Everything is interconnected. Like a piece of art, I must work from big to small, macro to micro. Thus, I decided to make the player character. I will need them now in order to transfer the desired animations whilst I work. Else I would have to do everything once again when the time came. And I am not a man of patience. I loaded the program known to the public as Mixamo's Fuse. This will expedite the process of creating a base mesh, a naked baby that I must clothe before it makes its first cries. I worked tirelessly, scrutinizing over every part of the character, and then I got this guy. I used Substance Painter to add additional textures as well as a subsurface map to make the flesh more flesh-like. I also did this. It was a tough decision to make, but I covered up the face in order to not have to do facial animations. Forgive me, sweet child. It was time. I placed the model back into Substance Painter. My intention? To make a sort of science fiction sword and sorcery hybrid. This costume is a blend between a Thrax gladiator, a barbarian, from wherever barbarians come from, and the diesel punk aesthetic. I was attempting to look into the same realm as Drongo, from the hit Epic Games title Paragon. Work is progressing wonderfully, and I expected these textures to be done at the end of the week. It was around this time that an old wizard wearing a black shirt, flat cap, jeans, and a pair of globe synthetic G's Chukka shoes approached me. He spoke of things such as devlogs, YouTubes, and Twitters. You should do these things, he said. All the cool kids are doing this. Being one who's weak to peer pressure, I agreed to the wizard's demands. It's now that I inform you that I will be attempting these monthly development logs as a way to keep myself driven to complete this game. I'll also ask you to subscribe if you want to follow the progress. With my tale of woe completed, I am Tepe, and I hope that your days are filled with joy.